Все, 40 минут, нормально. В доту? Да ты чё? Погнали в лол, если уж на то пошло. Там к нам Данилка присоединится хотя бы. Вообще делать нехуй. Ну чё, мы настоящие мужики, погнали на западе на настоящем. Игра давнишняя. Я еще, по-моему, пиратку катал. Давным-давно. Или мне диск мне Костян подарил, не помню. Так, Ника, что по звуку? Игра я. Общажный интернет.
Don't I know you, sir?
Don't believe so. I haven't been here in many years. Name's Silas Greaves.
Silas Greaves? The bounty hunter?
Used to be.
Ah, well, what are you doing here in
Ну,
Abilene?
супер тогда.
Just passing through. Got a little business to
Ну, я
take care
конечно
of.
могу дотку
Well, sir.
скачать.
It would be an honor if
С
you would
тобой
allow me to buy
покатать.
you a beer.
Как там Данил Филиппов?
Hell, son, it would be my honor to
Он
drink
в
it.
GTA-шку катает,
Molly.
ничего не
Howdy.
смотрел.
I'm Dwight. That's Jack and Steve. Ben's behind the bar. Oh, I bet you got some great stories.
A couple.
Any of them true?
Jack, be nice.
A few.
What about your shootout with Henry Plummer's gang in Bannock, Montana? Is that where you started as a bounty hunter? That's what it says in this here dime novel.
Don't believe everything you read in them dime novels, boy. First man I hunted was back when I was riding with Billy the Kid.
You knew Billy the
План в
Kid?
понедельник.
Damn right. That scrawny son of a
тогда
bitch
пусть
had no fear.
Учит.
Wouldn't back down for nobody.
I heard he
понял.
collected the 10 stars off any
Ну, может,
crooked
качаем.
lawman who crossed him.
Если, конечно.
It was a war, boy.
Если, конечно.
The Lincoln County War. And Billy
Посмотрим.
promised his
Тут у него
regulators would take the
много
life
игр
of
по
every
стримке
bastard
надо.
who helped bushwhack
Сингл.
John Tunstall.
Kid had a big chip on his shoulder and a hair-trigger temper. Made him dangerous as hell.
Однажды в Стинкинг Спрингс. Либо Ходс. Ну, можно Ходс, да. Да, там может быть даже еще и Артемка подсоединится. Хотя он говорит, что он теряется в ней. Да, я
It was about 30
понимаю.
years ago.
Ты написал, что у тебя есть.
Billy was
Чё ты
hiding out
можешь
in an
показать?
abandoned farm near Stinking Springs.
Научиться играть, но это все-таки жанр моба.
I threw in
Более-менее
with the kid
понятно.
because the man I had sworn vengeance on
Скиллы
was
только
riding with Billy's
персонажей.
enemies. But before I tell you why I
Все
want that son
объяснится
of a bitch dead,
за 2 игры нормально.
let
уже
me tell you
поймешь,
what
чё к чему.
happened that day. I was heading back to the hideout when suddenly I had this funny feeling.
Funny, haha.
No, Steve. The other kind of funny.
You heard Pat. I need to stay here to keep an eye on the road.
That's not fair. We're missing all the fun.
I knew those two morons would never let me through.
Пистолетик.
I had no choice.
What the hell? Shoot that sumbitch!
Was it Pat
Селиване.
Garrett's posse?
Ну
Oh,
да,
yeah.
ТВР
I
и
heard the
крипов.
shots and I knew I had to
Там
move
много
fast.
обнов вышло.
Garrett and his army of
Я
deputies
уж сам давно не
surrounded the
играл.
entire homestead.
Damn it! They're coming from the
I
rear!
decided to help Billy and the boys out a bit. So that's just what I did.
Как это, мои, не мои, что-то я не пойму. Походу нет. Так, все, надо собраться.
Fire at will! They're coming from the rear! Hey, we have one behind us! Stay on it! Cover fire!
Ты куда? Сейчас звук немного убавим. Музычек нормальный. Че, Никита тоже, наверное, хотел с револьверчиком побегать, ковбоя побыть.
As the governor of New Mexico was paying for the kid's apprehension, Garrett was able to hire every gun hand in Lincoln County.
Так, надо за ближний камешек перебежать. Куда я тут собрался? Откуда? Ага, понял. Уверен, так Макри, ну вот. Что ты часто за Макри катаешь? Что-то в голове не могу попасть. О, попал. Кто тут что вякнул?
Garrett's men were running around like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off.
These some bitches running.
Так.
You're done. I'm here.
Still, one of them reached the water tower. Not a bad idea. It would be a turkey shoot from up there.
I'm putting you down.
Генгу или солдата. ТСДПС. Да я играл, что ты мне тут это
Luckily,
пишешь?
these shooters Garrett
Первокласснику
hired weren't the
какому-то.
sharpest tools in the shed. A lot of them were saddle tramps or sod busters or drunken drifters looking to make a few bucks.
Come out, you yellow bastard! Ah, that was too damn.
Then, I heard a friendly voice yelling at me from the window. Back door! We'll cover you!
Try aiming, you idiots!
Truth be told, things weren't much better behind the house.
Someone shoot that bastard!
I cut their numbers in half, but that just made the ones that were left twice as mad.
You think
They made up for their lack of
Режим
skill
снайпер
with a
он, да.
seemingly endless supply of ammo.
what the heck just happened?
Вот так как just happened. Все пропустил, что-то говорил, залагал. А, да, что-то Twitch лагает. Да я говорю, что типа я-то в овер
It was a
играю.
bit of a slog,
Играл.
but I finally fought my way around the
Знаю,
back
что
of
там
the
к чему.
house. And like that,
Это
I
объяснил.
was inside, none the worse for wear.
Прям как
I
будто я
passed
этот
dirty days,
стрелялки не
and
играю.
upstairs I found Billy and Charlie Bull.
Rat in a trap!
Билли the Kid. «21 убийство к 21 году. Чертовски умен.
Billy looked at me and said, "About time, amigo. Grab a gun and get to the window."
Wait, so you were friends with Billy the Kid?
Yeah, sort of.
Kill him for Christ's sake!
Anyway, we were surrounded by dozens of deputized shooters who wanted to do us harm.
Billy's worth $500. Dead or alive. keep this up all day. I think I got one.
I'm telling you, Garrett's men were dropping like flies, but they just kept on coming. That's when Charlie got hit. They're catching us in a crossfire, shouted Billy. Get to the other side.
Don't let him get away with it. Oh, that was getting too damn close. Someone shoot that bastard! God damn you! Kill him!
Ну, там были акции, типа, они там по
I don't know
900
how many
рублей
of
или
those
что.
cocksuckers I personally put down, but it was pretty clear, even to Billy, that maybe discretion was the better part of valor.
Ну, не знаю, что, зачем деньги прокакивать? Есть паладинцы. О, а что это у меня 10 очков каких-то? А, это мне, наверное, за предыдущее прохождение. Так, кто мы у нас? Мы у нас стрелок? Или не стрелок? Мы снайпер. Чё, Никит? Снайпер? Охотник? Или любитель револьверов? Выбирай. Надеюсь, не залагало. Сейчас. Походу минус Никит у нас. Ну ладно. Чё веселее? Ну веселее, конечно, дробаш. Хотя... Как же зажим с 2 револьверов? Ну, что может быть веселее этого? Ну, погнали. Так, по револьверу в каждой руке. Возьмите 2 револьвера и устройте им ад. Имей с собой револьвер, это 3. По стволу в каждую руку. Погнали. Так, и что такое? Больше патронов для револьвера. Конечно. Да, что потом идет? А, это, да, это нам надо. Так, более долгие комбо. Больше опыта. Угу. Перезарядка меня больше не привлекает. Спешка. Так, повышенная скорость концентрации. Не помню уже. Ну, снайпер тухловато, ну, так правильно. Мы что, крыскаться будем? Мы же не валерчики. Гравированный рейнджер. Так, и что такое холодная ярость? Повышенный урон в концентрации. Та-та-та-та-та-та-та-та-та. Просто сосредоточишь, чтобы нанести еще больше урона. Не помню, что такое концентрация. Динамитная шашка. Так, а что такое? Дополнительный урон для комбо. Готовность. Ага. Ну, возьмем так. Давай, тогда набивайте несколько врагов подряд. Ну, все.
What's that mean?
It means that it was time to cut and run. They got a Gatling, Billy shouted. Get the horses and bring them round back. I'll draw their attention.
What the heck just happened?
He directed that order at me, and I thought, why the hell do I have to do it? But I went anyway.
Ну, что, погнали.
Dumbass that I was back then.
Так, куда бежать-то?
They're gonna make a run for it. Those poor sons of bitches are
Many
done
would have
for.
fled in my place. But I had that false sense of invincibility that many young men have. Like Jack here.
What are you saying, old man?
Jack, he's just joshing with you now.
Yeah, he better be.
Mr. Greaves, please continue.
Please, call me Silas, ma'am. Now, where was I?
Так, что-то он не встает.
You were heading for the barn.
making my way past a passel of fallen foes.
Ну, тут Макри то же самое.
Sounds like Garrett hired a whole regiment of hired guns.
Утонул, короче.
Yeah,
Он не
and just when I thought I was done with them, more of these hapless bastards would pop up.
God damn you!
Finally, I had the stables within my reach.
Конечно. И...
And that's when I met Sheriff Pat Garrett.
I read that you went toe-to-toe with him, sir. That backstabbing bastard with that tacked-on tin star.
Вот он. Запад. Дикий-дикий вест. Кривой. Пэт Гаррет.
You challenged him to a showdown.
You read that in a dime novel?
It said he showed no fear as he took your measure with eyes like a rattlesnake.
Так, куда прицел? Прицел? Даблкил. Под конец прицел куда-то дернулся. Да, что-то все. Игру заново, все дела. Как так-то? Ладно. Забью на голову, в грудак буду целиться. Прямо в сердце.
And that you killed him in a fair fight.
Is that what that penny dreadful said? No, boy. That ain't what I meant when I said I met Pat Garrett. So let me start again. I finally reached those damn stables.
История совсем другая, не то что в книжках.
And stepped inside, and
Бах.
last thing I heard was Garrett's voice. That's not Billy.
And go on. How did it end?
And, boy, that was just the beginning.
Точность 53. Скорость 52,9. Что-то я как-то медленно.
So what happened? Did Garrett arrest you?
Yeah, after I came to, the bastard had clocked me with his Colt.
And the kid surrendered?
When he realized there was no getting out of there alive.
So they locked you up in Lincoln?
Indeed they did. Sentenced me to hang right along with the kid.
Горсть патронов. После событий, что-то там, тра-ля-ля. Остались сидеть в тюрьме Билли Скит. Скит Билли.
It's important to know that I was only riding with Billy so I could find the bastard I was after.
Тюрьма Линкольн, 28 апреля 1881 года.
He was with John Kinney's gang, and they were sworn enemies of Billy's regulators.
Why were you after him?
I owed that son of a bitch a bullet for what he had done to me and mine. Instead, all I got for myself was a goddamn death sentence. Luckily, it was right around then that I heard Billy make his move. He shot Jim Bell and a few other guards as he made his getaway. Later, they wrote that some lady friend planted a pistol for him in the privy. What the papers didn't say is that Billy helped me escape too.
Оп, ключики.
My first order of business was finding a firearm.
Опа.
Luckily, I
ствол.
located Deputy Bob Ollinger's mean-ass shotgun.
Дробовик Боба Оллинджера.
I saw Billy through the window, and he yelled that I should take to the rooftops to make my escape. So I did.
Anybody see Billy?
That little son of a bitch shot Jim Bell! Can't hide forever.
Hell yeah. That scatter gun was like a double-barreled howitzer. It could blow a man clear off his feet. You hardly had to aim the damn thing. The kids escaped raised a huge ruckus. Guards were everywhere looking for him.
Can't let the kid get away.
Ой. Что я не затормозилось.
Anybody see him?
I had to jump from roof to roof like a damn alley cat. I followed the planks where I could, but some of that wood was slippery as hell. The whole town was up in arms. And suddenly, I was a fugitive.
How the hell did the kid escape?
So that bastard you were after, what did he do?
He did me and my family a grievous harm. But I knew if I was ever going to find him, I would need to get my ever-loving ass out of there.
Опа.
I tried to
Патрончик-то.
be stealthy and sneak my way past.
This town doesn't have a moment's peace.
Сники? Что такое сники? А как же мясо?
But hell, if they weren't all waiting for me. Apparently, some of them thought I was Billy.
Let's do this.
He's in town somewhere.
See, me and the kid shared a certain similarity in build and coloring. I was just glad I had Deputy Bob's mean-ass shotgun.
We're gonna be in deep shit when Pat gets back.
Ну да, с такой рыбой мало кто дамажит. Сейчас помираю как-то.
Bernie, get you! You! God damn him! You can't hide forever!
You hooligans can go to hell.
I'll flank him!
Дабл килл. Труп уже что ли?
I've got this! Get your headstone!
There's children here.
Give it up!
So much lead was whizzing by my head, it was like everyone in Lincoln wanted to put me in the ground. I knew I needed to find a horse. Though I never did have a great fondness for those four-legged grass eaters. Smelly, sweaty, ungrateful beasts. We prize them too high, if you ask me.
Leave him to me! I don't get paid enough for this!
You're threatening the lives of innocent people.
Не, что-то дробовик дробовиком, но все-таки да. Только на ближнюю дистанцию. До того
Well,
мы
where was the
трубовик.
kid while you were busy getting shot at?
Gone. And that's when it occurred to me why Billy set me free.
Have you no respect for decency?
So I could be a hapless decoy and draw attention while he snuck out of town. I knew if I made it out of there in one piece, no one would put a price on my head.
Because everybody in Lincoln would be dead?
No, because they all thought I was Billy,
What the fuck?
and all that blame would fall on him. Meanwhile, Deputy Bob Ollinger was organizing a posse to put me down. He was already a mean son of a bitch, but he was doubly pissed that I stole his mean-ass shotgun. Anyway, it was me or them, and the only way forward led me straight to perdition. But the cards were dealt, and I had no choice but to play them.
Can't hide forever! I'm here! Get the women off the street! On yourselves! We go take him! Did he get away?
Напомню по пути.
Stop him! He's drunk with blood! Kill him! Get out here! Put down the
Ники, ты
weapon!
тут еще?
I've got this!
Расскажи что-нибудь интересненькое.
We're gonna be in deep shit when Pat gets back! Don't let him get away!
Какую-нибудь историю
I'll
интересненькую.
flank him!
Надеюсь, у тебя есть. У меня тут сколько-то и жара. Я вообще не думал, что я сегодня подрублю. Где плюс 30.
Stop him! Kill him! What in tarnation? Give it up! God damn you!
Куда собрался?
Finally, I found what I was looking for. The stables on the edge of town.
I guess Billy saved your ass, taking out Bob Ollinger the way he did.
Billy didn't kill Bob.
Sure he did. He dispatched him right after he shot Deputy Bell.
No, sir. Because Bob came right up behind me, angry as hell that Billy had lit out. Hello, Bob.
Ничего себе ты. Целый месяц ничем делать. Книжки тогда эти, говорю,
I
читай.
think you better let me go. And he says, I don't think so, boy. Not with my shotgun. So we stood there in the middle of the street, eyeball
Боб
to eyeball.
Оллинджер.
He intended to kill me, and I knew I had no choice but to defend myself.
Что-то я не пойму. До этого я помню, когда играл, он типа достает пистолет и все. А тут какое-то замедление идет. Это на... Все, я понял, в чем прикол. Наверное. Это типа замедление для того, чтобы выстрелил куда вот я сейчас фокусируюсь. А потом уже прицел появляется. Все, тогда. Тогда это изи катка. Нет. Не понял.
I killed him in a fair fight. Everybody saw I had no damn choice.
Что-то видно
Well.
странности.
Lincoln got a mite depopulated that day.
Скорость 0. Вот тут.
Pat Garrett gunned down Billy 3 months later. So his escape was all for naught anyway.
Странность, странность.
So where'd you go after Lincoln?
Mexico. Until I realized nobody was looking for me. I ended up taking a job at the Rurales.
The Mexican Ruales?
I was hired to help them track down the cowboys.
Эпизод 2. The Cowboys.
The most vicious outlaw gang in Cochise County? Curly Bill Brocious? Johnny Ringo?
Led by old man Clanton himself.
They must have paid you a pretty penny to take them hombres on.
Not really. But truth be told, I had my own reasons for going after those boys.
Пуля для старика. Ну, пигнали.
So was the bastard you were after now riding with the cowboys?
Roscoe Bob Bryant was his name.
Oh.
But no, this time it was a different bastard I was after. The aforementioned Mr. Ringo. I came upon them robbing a stagecoach, which wasn't surprising, being they were such murderous thieves and bastards. The bandits wore red scarves, so I knew they worked for the old man.
Over there! There! ¿Quién carajo es ese hombre?
I did my best to help those poor passengers.
Ты что, живой? Крысюк-то.
Moments later, the attackers were dead, and I checked the stagecoach to see how many passengers were still breathing. None.
В
It
аварию?
was then I wondered if the
Нет.
rocks weren't hiding more bandits. Was that all of them? Or did I just hit the rear guard? I quickly got my answer. They attacked from on high like Apaches often did. They would appear in great numbers from above and rain down lead on their hapless enemies' heads, making use of the high ground and whatever else they had. Yep, the Apaches always appeared out of nowhere, and there never seemed to be an end to them.
Hold on. Were you attacked by Apaches? What happened to the cowboys?
Did I say they were Apaches? I said Clanton's cowboys attacked me Apache style. I was in a pitched battle, but I was holding my own against an overwhelming enemy force. See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often
У меня,
blunder in
короче,
regrettable
дырка в башке была.
situations.
Ничего себе, что там случилось?
But I just
В
kept
наушниках
shooting at
дорогу
anything I could
переходил.
see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys.
Дельды с повязкой в универ ходил. Ну ты даешь. Костян тоже тогда. Что-то типа такого уже, блядь, произошло. В наушниках дорогу решил перейти. Тоже с повязкой был. А, понял.
See, at the time, I was still pretty green and would often blunder into regrettable situations. But I just kept shooting at anything I could see up in those damn rocks. I didn't see Ringo, but I knew he was with the cowboys. He and Roscoe Bob had done me a dreadful wrong, and I was determined to have my revenge.
Последний раз, ну да, я пассажиром
But
был.
to get to Ringo, I knew I'd have to find my way past these other assholes first.
Кто водитель? 18-летний школьник.
Unfortunately, I was running out of ammo. Another perfect example of my relative inexperience as a hunter of men. I immediately knew that a tactical retreat was called for, as my vengeful fury was much less impressive without the bullets to back it up.
Знакомые везли. Куда везли?
Finally, they managed to corner me. Trapped as I was, the odds of my survival seemed pretty slim.
Среди Муромского моста. Ну да, ну куда ешь? Тут, помнишь, А, понял. Нет, не понял. Со всех сторон, что ли? Потому что, по-моему, еще скала не открылась. Ну да. Что-то я не пойму, что тут делать надо. Да откуда? Знакомые везли среди Моновского. Ну, блин, вы даете. Как так-то? Как так-то? Хочется спросить.
Luckily, serendipity was on my side as I suddenly spotted a way out of my predicament.
Иди.
I ran ahead as if the devil
Я надеюсь,
himself
там
was
с
after me.
другими-то тоже более-менее
Bullets
все
were
в
whizzing
порядке
by
было.
my ears, but I wasn't about to roll over and die.
Ты помни... А, не сверху, типа, дамажит.
I just kept running like there was no tomorrow. Because there wouldn't be if Clanton and his men caught up with me. As I was scurrying around those caves, I thought, what was I thinking? Going up against a gang like this?
Nowhere to run.
I just kept running, not knowing where the hell I was going.
Ой.
And that's when something miraculous happened. Like manna from heaven, I found the desiccated remains of what looked like an Apache warrior. The old weapon
Вот
next
чё.
to him supplied me with some much-needed
Ты сказал,
ammunition.
ты всю ночь будешь только качать я.
Bat Masterson once told me it was more important to be lucky than good, and he would know.
Почему Дота? Почему не Ходс? Ты же хотел вернуться. Дота там
And imagine my
International,
surprise when
никому
I
она
found
не
a fistful
интересна.
of dynamite to go
А,
along with
Дота у
that
тебя
ammo.
есть уже.
That stroke of good fortune evened the odds and bolstered my confidence. It was time to turn the tables. Time for the prey to become the predator. Time for the hunted to become the hunter. Time.
All right, Jesus, we get it. They were right where you wanted them.
Ходс,
That's
вот
right,
как раз таки
Jack.
Дота все уже
I was
полная
done
отстой.
running. The
Передолбился.
old man's
во всю жизнь
boys were
пошел.
not expecting that. No, sir. I came at them like a wildcat. My fury knew no
А Ходс
bounds.
как раз таки более интересный. Различные карты. Различные условия для победы. Ну, это, короче, как Артемка, что ли? С Данилкой. В игру не умею, да, не хочу учиться,
It
все,
was
игра говно.
finally time for that old man to pay
Так, а
for
чё
his
у меня?
sins.
Динамит делает, не помню. Ты же сам говорил, год в доту
I
не
yelled
катал.
out at the
Ну,
top
не
of my
возвращаться.
lungs. Clanton, I'm coming for you. A little stealth might have made
Может,
more sense, to be
стрелялки,
perfectly honest.
КС, все дела. Или ты только
Because
вовер.
that old fool had a Gatling gun and enough bullets to last him till kingdom come. But I knew I could not let that deter me. Not if I was to find and kill Ringo. I needed to get that old man off that gun.
Ну, только завтра. А что такого-то? Кэрри, или ты куда-то торопишься? Может, из-за этого? Я это не знаю. Может, у тебя на июль планы какие-то? На конец июня тоже. Сейчас стрелялки не люблю. Ну да. Ах ты. Почти добежал. Артемка тоже не любит. Да я тоже не особо люблю. Из-за того, что...
Most everyone thought it was the Juarez who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon. But it
В
was
детстве,
just
так
me.
сказать. Как его... В героев катал одних, считай. В смысле? О, только камеру гуляешь. Ну тогда турниры, собираешь команду и радуешься. Как я хотел. Вообще зато выстрел умер. Нет, ну стрелялки я просто это, да, что-то, скажем так, смотря какие. Вот типа такие, где сюжет есть, скажем так, поинтереснее, чем какой-то КС катать. Ну, Овер не знаю. Ты, может, другие не пробовал просто. Так, а что надо сделать? Динамитом закидать.
Would you just die? Damn contraption jammed again.
Я не знаю, почему он на овер. Я тоже когда-то в овер хотел, в овер. И потом много всяких других повылазило. Особенно батл рояль всяких. Чего ждут такого? Блин, я просто не хочу в доту как-то, не знаю, прям. В смысле я прям выкинул? Сам себя взорвал. Лишние 2К. А что ты тут такого? Ты как этот?
Most everyone thought it was the Juarez who had come up against him in Guadalupe Canyon.
Нашел какие-то парочку игр, и только в них катаешь. Надо новому открыться. Как в одну и ту же игру можно играть на... О, вражина. А, она летает вообще куда-то. А, так, пошел. Попади меня сейчас. О, слушай.
Apparently, one of the cowboys made it out of there alive and told Ike and Billy Clanton that it wasn't a Mexican who took their father's life that day. They just assumed it was one of the Earps, and that little misunderstanding eventually led to that legendary gunfight at the OK Corral.
Так едь домой, кто тебе мешает? Ты же говоришь, все. Учиться закончил, целый месяц ничем не занимаешься. Как так-то? Приедешь, погуляешь, покатаемся, в зальчик сходим. Когда я приеду, хотя может я не приеду, не знаю, посмотрим еще. Перестрелку у лесопилки. У меня еще один экс остался. Овер, не овер, нет. Такое себе. Такое
A few
себе.
weeks after that dust up at the
Просто
OK
если бы
Corral,
овер
I
еще
was still
был,
after Johnny
так
Ringo.
мне понравился, как это, геймплейной
I
стороне.
had tracked him and the
Я купил,
cowboys
может
to their
быть,
hideout at a sawmill, and they were loaded for bear.
So, what exactly did Johnny Ringo do to piss you off?
Well, him and that other bastard.
Roscoe Bob Bryant?
Yep. They both deserve to die, and I promise I'll tell you why.
Права учиться.
But first I need to tell you about the cowboys' new boss,
Любитель прав.
Curly Bill
Вот то.
Brocious.
Нежданчик.
Earp's coming!
Get ready, boys. Curly Bill took charge of the cowboys upon the old man's demise, and after that gunfight at the OK Corral, the Clantons wanted revenge.
Stand her up! Kill that stupid son of a bitch!
So they murdered Morgan Earp and grievously wounded his older brother, Virgil.
Get him from the side!
Я вот столько сам игр перепробовал.
Wyatt and Doc went on what became known as the Vendetta Ride, hunting those outlaws down. So when I showed up, that's who they thought I was.
Ну тебя добью, муж. Майнкрафт, ну. Не знаю, меня Мишаня тогда звал. Сколько? Лет 5 назад, наверное. Мы катали в копателе ВКонтакте. Ну что, прикольно. Особенно там прятки были. Тебе говорю. Ты что, не играл в копателя? Предатель.
There were killers around every corner, all wearing red bandanas. That's how the cowboys identified each other, and I was beginning to wish I had one myself. But I wasn't about to let Ringo walk away unscathed, and that's what drove me forward.
Майнкрафт или копатель? Слушай, только я с духовых могу стрелять.
They say that Ringo was infernally fast.
I hardly saw anyone faster, boy. Certainly not Wyatt Earp. That man was all hat and no cat.
Есть что по патрончикам?
Earp wasn't much of a match for him, but Doc Holliday might have taken him.
That lunger should have kept his nose out of it. They never charged anyone for the murder of Morgan Earp.
But everybody knew that Curly shot him in the back. That was common knowledge.
Yeah, maybe so. But Ringo had nothing to do with it. He was just being loyal to a
Стримить, не
friend.
перестримить прям.
Is that what you call it? Being loyal. Well, to get to that loyal friend, I had to pass by some buzzsaws as big as a
Было
man.
это деревяшками просто птать нафиг. Ты же видишь, ты сам говоришь, у тебя игровой кризис. Сам говоришь доту катать. Хотя кроме меня ничего не играл.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
What's that, Dwight?
After old man Clanton died, why didn't his son take over the Cowboys?
Because Ike Clanton was dumber than a box of rocks and a yellow belly to boot.
Я интик посмотрел, и чё? Вот я интик посмотрел, у меня как-то еще желание меньше
Where was
стало.
I?
Taking down the entire cowboy gang single-handed.
Indeed I was, Jack.
Только ни одному. Ну, ты как Данилка. А, это уж труп. Я говорит, хочу играть, но не хочу играть один. Одному скучно. Купил я ему борду, поиграли, и ему перехотелось. Ставить машинки свои. Футбол машинками.
Though it wasn't easy, as those boys had good cover.
Окей, кто есть? Я тоже так могу. Ну как ты, что такое только ни одному? Какие-то вы странные. Только ни одному тогда ищи этих тоже задротов каких-то категорий. Что за бардак? Borderlands 2. Ты чё, на стримы не залетаешь? Да. Ты чё, не помер?
What the heck just happened?
Упс. Бывает.
I'm putting you down. He's wounded. We'll have to do everything.
Что-то не помню, там враг, что ли, где-то?
Cocksucker's fast. Kill him already.
Так что да. Можешь ты, не знаю, купить Borderlands. Мы с тобой будем катать.
Sorry, son of a bitch.
Вот тут на крышу можно залезть.
That's right. Run.
На нюх беру.
In for the kill. Oh, now what?
Ладно, не взял.
Come on, smoke that son big. You gonna need it, Shannon? Dynamite!
Не дает.
Boy, you are shit out of luck. Look out!
Удалет.
He has it.
There were carts everywhere, piles of lumber, and God knows what else for
Точно,
people to
тут
hide behind.
концентрация, если она мне просто
That
показывается.
really was one hell of a sawmill. Quite an impressive operation.
And where was Curly Bill? Did you see him?
I'm about to get to that, Ben. Patience. I'm painting a picture here. There was this beautiful waterfall and a crystal clear stream that led to a verdant valley that was truly...
Consider your picture painted. What happened next?
Well, finally the bastards that were still alive made a last stand.
Так, что тут у нас есть? Обрезанный дробовик. Просто дробовик. Револьвер обычный, да? Нет, дробовики мне так много не нужны. Нет?
Curly Bill, Johnny Ringo, and his compadres took off into the lumber yard, and I followed after.
Ну да, ну дешево. Я ему тоже по скидке брал. Хлопни, зарядит и хлопнет. Курчавый бел. Так, где он есть?
Are you
Курчавка.
saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Time to dance with the devil. You
Ну-ка,
working
выходи.
for Wyatt Earp? Did that sumbitch Earp send you to kill me? You're going to the gates of hell.
Смотри, бессмертный.
How's your footwork, boy?
Так, там не сзади шмалет.
Come out, wherever you are.
Так, все, ну здесь снайпер.
Send you to kill me? Kill that murderous cocksucker! Oh, wanna play hide and seek? Shit! No one!
Блин, только один раз похоже. Можно второе дыхание получить, так сказать, как в борде второй. Так, где он есть с самого начала, что-то не пойму. Так,
Come on out, son!
кто, где, когда.
You working for Wyatt Earp? You can't hide forever, boy.
Да, ты прав.
He's hurt now.
Еще мелочь вылазит.
Kill you.
Блять. Надо было обратно отходить, походу. Фу.
Are you saying they ran?
Собрались.
Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running scared. They just wanted me out in the open.
Got a lot of sand showing up here all by your lonesome.
Да откуда? Бред. Как только я снимаю определенный процент хп, сразу со всех сторон.
Let's do this.
Угу.
You asshole! Come out wherever you working for Wyatt Earp? Did that sumbitch Earp send you to kill me?
Чё же он такой шустрый?
You can't hide forever, boy.
Откуда он появился?
He's still standing. You're going to the gates of hell. Come on out, son. Shit. Help me out here.
Какого?
Make him pay for that. No one kills Curly Bill.
Да. Что-то плотно.
Oh, wanna play hide and seek?
Так. Все, я тебя видел.
Why is he still standing? Hiding like a scared little puppy. Right here.
Спасибо за подсказку.
Cocksucker. You working for Wyatt Earp?
Да, да, да. А, я ни разу не попал. То у меня за километр попадает.
Die!
Фу. Что-то вообще.
Are you saying they ran? Cowardice was not in Ringo nor Curly Bill's nature.
No, sir. I never said they were running
Откуда?
scared. They just wanted me out in the open. Time to dance with the devil. You working for Wyatt Earp? Did that sumbitch Earp send you to kill me? Big mistake coming after me. You can't hide forever, boy. Time to die.
Заколебали. Выходит за полсекунды убивает меня.
Kill that murderer, cocksucker. Damn. Come out, wherever you are. Gonna kill you like I killed Morgan Earp. Show yourself, coward.
Так, что тут, ребят? Что у меня 100% точность? Как это пройти вообще? Реально, что дробовики надо было брать с обрезами.
You can't hide forever, boy.
Хедшоты не работают, ничего не работает.
Come on out, son.
У него патроны бесконечные, в отличие от меня. Походу.
He's still standing. Oh, wanna play hide and seek? Shit.
Точно я забыл. Тут же есть боб-скилл.
Come out, wherever you are.
Так, тут нельзя пробежать. Хотя нет. Так, оценки меня.
Come on out, son. Let's see what you got. Show yourself, coward.
Как он там до сих пор сидит, что ли? На, ебанику.
Did that sumbitch Earp send you to kill me? Hiding like a scared little puppy.
Нет, 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 нет.
This ain't my day to die.
Пацан.
You asshole! Come on out, son! You working for Wyatt Earp? Just gonna catch my breath.
Ты что, мужик, очуришься?
You can't hide forever, boy. Gonna kill you like I killed Morgan Earp.
Наконец-то.
Brocious gave me no choice but to take his life. But Ringo was nowhere to be found.
I knew you didn't kill Ringo, because he was found dead in a different location altogether.
To this day, his killer is still unknown.
Indeed. Took me a few months before I finally tracked his ass to West Turkey Creek Canyon.
С непривычки, с непривычки. Твой любимый смайлик, что ли? Джон Ринга. Джонни Ринга. Каньон Турки Крик. 13 июля
It's
1882
incredible,
года.
sir. I always thought that Doc Holliday was the one that killed him.
Sorry I had to ruin the legend for you, boy. But the legend ain't always true.
Буду знать теперь.
Doc Holliday had nothing to do with the death of Johnny Ringo.
Любимая награда, последний вздох. Скорость 0%. Я чуть не помню, что это за скорость. Почему мне не стрелять, как только достает револьвер?
I was paid a healthy bounty for Ringo and Curly Bill, and realized there was real money to be made. That's why I went after Henry Plummer.
Episode.
Now, wasn't he the sheriff who augmented his income by shaking down miners and robbing gold shipments?
That's the one.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. He ran that gang of thieving outlaws called the Innocents.
So it's true that you went toe-to-toe with him?
Indeed I did, son. Indeed I did.
Великолепный одиночка.
I knew I needed resources if I was going to track down Roscoe Bob Bryant. And hunting Plummer looked like a good way to get rich quick.
Ты Dark Souls проходил?
As the local vigilantes exposed him as the leader of the bandits and put a generous price on his head.
Но не на стриме.
Plummer
Другие
rallied
просто не
his
хотел
gang to
тратить.
plunder one last
Время,
gold
скажем
mine
так.
before making their escape. And that's where I thought I'd find him.
Я часов 10, наверное, в первую часть покатал и забил. Третий хватило. Скажем так.
It makes me nervous standing so close to all these goddamn barrels of gunpowder.
Why would you be nervous? No one has the cojones to come after us. As long as you don't light up a cigar, we're fine.
Besides, George is up there on
As my late father pointed out to me more than once, God made men, but Samuel Colt made them equal.
Что за спуск такой странный? Лоу. О! Арсенальчик. Да, тут, похоже, реально нет этих наградных оружий. Смысл тогда, как говорится, скачал. Mirror's Edge играю. Нет, прохождение смотрел только. Ну ты играл, что ли? Ну что тогда? Ты говоришь, ты
I knew that
играл.
dynamite wasn't mine, so I decided the polite thing would be to return it.
Я даже в этот в Lords of the Fallen играл. Это типа что-то у Кекса тогда тоже на не было. Что-то типа Dark Souls, только
It was the biggest gold rush since Sutter's Mill in 48.
немного другой тематики.
Unfortunately, prospectors weren't the only ones drawn to those riches.
Первый.
There were thieves and killers, robbing travelers and hijacking gold shipments.
Plumber wants that asshole dead.
Like those that ran with Plummer.
Вот
Some
она.
were just regular folks I knew from town, drawn by greed and easy pickings.
Ну, я прототипы играл. Я даже постримил вторую
Charlie
часть.
Crow, the blacksmith.
Так вот больше урона. я
James,
помню,
who
да.
worked in the stable. Plummer had a lot of men on his payroll. A hell of a lot.
Ну, там
That son of a bitch
стратегии.
pretended to protect the public with one
The
hand,
Hero, the
while
Disciples.
stealing them blind with the other.
StarCraft, Warcraft.
Of course, the rest were veterans of the Civil War. Stone-cold killers trained on the bloody fields of Shiloh and Antietam. He set up a defensive perimeter which I had no idea how to breach. I thought I was some kind of hero. I finally made it past and headed on to meet my destiny. But first, I had something I needed to figure out. I had a few ideas on how to get into that mine, but once I made my decision, I knew there was no turning back. So my first thought was to enter the nearest mine portal. I saw an entrance. Made sense. It was the quickest way in, but that also made it more dangerous, as there would undoubtedly be enemy pickets posted along the way.
Слушай, аж попал.
Did you see that?
Они не попадают, что не пойму.
There!
Нет, что-то не попадаю нифига. А, ну, значит, пора обратно за Вольво. Вон пойду в поиграю. Понятно. Дота ход. Фиг там. Девка зовет, надо играть.
Besides, once you enter a mine like that, it's easy to get all turned around.
What the heck just happened? Get out of here!
And that confusing maze of corridors wouldn't even be the worst of it. Some of those shafts could be as deep as hell.
Надо на ночь хоть поставлю. Если в доту будешь. Да не буду, наверное. По крайней мере, не в ближайшие пару лет.
A single stumble or misstep can easily end in a deadly plunge to oblivion.
Leave him to me!
Так, вроде никого нету.
Quick reflexes often make up for a lack of common sense. Luckily, I was never one to be easily bushwhacked.
Ну, даю тогда. И тебе удачи.
Get him!
Лёль.
I would just need to be careful not to blow myself to Kingdom Come. With all that gunpowder and dynamite everywhere, a body has to know what he's shooting at.
Hear me! Get out here!
One wrong bullet could have turned that mine into a dad-blasted tomb.
Бум.
What tarnation?
Жить.
I freely admit that my plan of attack was not just moronic, but clearly insane.
Все добежал. И финалочка. Чпонька.
It's a good thing that I abandoned that ridiculous plan before I even tried it. Instead, I spotted a ladder, a way into the mine from the opposite side.
Ну, погнали по лесенке.
It was a long way around, but that approach seemed more sensible at the time. Of course, being I had a problem with heights, that scaffolding scared the bejesus out of me. Climbing down that ladder required some caution. Because even though I had a younger man's reflexes, no man can dodge a damn bullet while climbing down a rickety ladder. I was determined not to give up, however. As Sheriff Plummer seemed quite the despicable character. When the vigilantes discovered what the sheriff was up to, people were outraged. That 10,000 they put on his head would go a long way to helping me find old Bob. And I had made it my mission to settle that score come hell or high water.
Какой плохой шериф.
But first, I would have to make a choice. Take the elevator or climb the ladder.
Да чё мы? Сыкло, что ли? Погнали.
I picked the more convenient and more dangerous route.
Сквозь дверь? Ты зачем по мне сквозь доски стреляешь? Читер, что ли?
Plummer was a mad dog killer, and the people of Nevada City deserved better.
Nevada City? Well, I thought Plummer met his maker in Bannock, Montana.
Right, well, he was the sheriff of both places at one time or another, but that's neither here nor there. The point was, taking him down would save a lot of lives, including my own.
Ну, погнали, Генри Пламер. Генри Пламер.
Catch this, you son of a bitch! This day is just getting worse and worse for you, ain't it?
Henry Plummer was clearly unhinged, and I could see right away that this was gonna take some doing.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! No blood money for you today! I got a lot more dynamite than you! This is gonna hurt! You are really chapping my ass! God damn it! I need some help here! Come on, boys! Take this cocksucker out! Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that! That must have hurt! want some more? This cocksucker is smarter than he looks. You ain't taking me.
Так, а то что еще живой?
Stupid son of a bitch! Don't toy with him. Just kill him. Gonna blow you into next week, boy. I can shoot.
Я же убежал. Что-то с двух этих тяжело-то попадать.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces. No blood money for you today. What do you think you're doing? You ain't taking me. Oh no, that was just too damn close. This is our goal now. Why not just give up and die? That's this, you see bitch?
Да, отбежать, отбежать.
Time to die.
Так, где мелкий дат? Ой, опять одно и то же. Мелкие засранцы убиваются в динамике, какие-то проблемы, я не помню, как это нормально кидать.
Run! Gonna blow you into next week, boy! I can shoot too! They're gonna need a dustpan to pick you up! No blood money for you today! Catch this, you son of a bitch! Why don't you just join the circus? You ain't taking me! Ooh. Nice shot!
Зашибись. И он же меня убил, да? Кажись.
They're gonna bury you in a million pieces! I'm going all medieval on your ass! Got you, morons! I can shoot too! Gonna blow you into next week, boy! Boom! You can shoot, but can you aim? You are really chapping my ass! He's killed a lot of good men! You ain't taking me!
Наконец-то.
So that's how Henry Plummer died.
Свободен.
Him and his crew were worth their weight in gold. And now, I was officially a bounty hunter.
So, did you finally go after that Bob feller?
Well, I heard word he was in Kansas with John Wesley Hardin. So that's where I went.
Where in Kansas?
Abilene. Why do you ask, Ben?
No reason.
Was Hardin as fast as Ringo?
Ringo was fast, but John Wesley was as fast as the devil himself.
Джон Уизли.
Hell, he killed his first man at 15. From that day forward, he had a price on his head and wouldn't back down for nobody, not even Wild Bill Hickok himself.
Быстрый или мертвый? Что-то про концентрацию реально забываю.
I dodged death many a time, and that night in Abilene was no different. I was there with the intention of finding that bastard Bob and collecting the bounty on John Wesley.
God damn you! Would somebody kill him? I'm out.
Ah, I thought the Texas Rangers got Hardin.
Yeah, that's what they want you to believe. It was cold and a witch's tit and a brass bra that night as I fought my way past his loyal compadres
Максимум скорострельности.
to the very same saloon we're sitting in today. Look around and imagine this place painted in blood. Hardin was waiting for me, and wait, I'm jumping the gun here. Let me back up and give you some background on this sumbitch. He deserves that much. Don't you think so, Ben? John Wesley Hardin was a killer. By the end, he confessed to taking the lives of 42 men. He was a bona fide folk hero by then, and had amassed a gang of armed miscreants and other assorted thugs. He and his men set up camp outside of town, and I was hoping Bob was among them.
Shit.
God damn it!
Shoot that son of a bitch!
They didn't ask why I was there. They knew. As most of them were wanted as well. I figured Hardin was here somewhere, but to get to him, I'd have to get past his gun hands. Better 3 hours early than a minute too late.
God damn it!
Shoot that son of a bitch!
I think we got his dander up. Let's do this.
I had to spill a lot of blood to find out Hardin wasn't in that camp. He was carousing in town with his closest friends. Hardin's boys apparently didn't want me to reach the Bull's Head. Some were hightailing it into town to inform their jefe of my unwelcomed presence.
Tell Hardin someone's coming for him.
Stop that son of a bitch!
Кто тут еще где лялякает?
Let the boys know we got another law dog.
Странно, что-то не пойму.
Better hide. One sorry son of a bitch. I'm gonna shoot.
I wondered if Bob was among them.
Так, дальше проходим.
And I steeled myself for the fight ahead. For as good as I was, deep down I wondered if John Wesley wasn't just a little bit better. Before I could test my mettle against Hardin, however, I would first need to dispatch his cadre of hired killers. Most of these degenerates were beyond redemption, but John Wesley might have been a different story.
Watch where you're shooting. God damn him!
I didn't learn until later that that night was in fact his birthday celebration.
Can't get a good shot at it. There he is. Shoot him! Shoot him! Look out!
I think I already mentioned that I found Harding in this very saloon.
Так, что-то нигде патрончиков нету.
That's right. Run!
Suffice it to say, nobody there was happy to see me.
God damn him!
Как он выжил. Как он выжил.
He'll kill us all!
In fact, I felt a certain hostility.
Do everything! Brother,
I was disappointed that neither Bob nor John Wesley were among the dead. But that was short-lived, as a moment later I was facing down the fastest gun in the West.
Джон Уэсли Хардин.
I felt a bolt of adrenaline. Or maybe that was fear. He was well known for his tricks, and I knew I'd need my own if I was ever to defeat him. No, wait! He didn't hit me then. I'm sure of it.
Да, шустрый товарищ. А, все, я вспомнил, что такое скорость. Долго я вспоминал. Что сводился, что не сводился. Поздно.
That man was faster than greased lightning. But being inebriated as he was, he didn't count his shots. And now, he was at my mercy.
So he didn't die?
No, I sent him to prison. Years later, after he was free, some restless Avenger took his life. Shot him in the back in a saloon just like this one. Anybody up for another beer? Ben? Thank you, darling. Yeah, some say revenge is a dish best served cold.
So whatever happened to that Bob guy you were after?
Personally, I'd like to hear some of your other adventures. Like, I don't know, did you ever go toe-to-toe with a red man?
Грей Вулф. 5-й эпизод. Серый волк.
Yes, I did, Ben. I remember once I was after this renegade Apache, Grey Wolf. Strangely enough, revenge was also his primary motivation.
Танцы с отступниками.
A bounty was put on Grey Wolf's head, and that's how I came to hunt him in the mountains. Mountains so high they tickled the nether regions of heaven.
Давным-давно в далеких горах.
Grey Wolf was a Chiricahua Apache medicine man who had led a war party in revenge for a massacre against his people. The U.S. Army had attacked his tribe during his daughter's sacred sunrise ceremony, and the slaughter was unspeakable. I understood his anger, as there's nothing more traumatic than seeing those you love die in a cruel and painful death. Right from the beginning, I couldn't shake the feeling that Grey Wolf was watching my every move. He led a band of young Apache warriors who wanted retribution and were more than willing to die for him. They saw me before I saw them. And it crossed my mind that maybe this wasn't such a good idea. But now that the shooting had started, there was no backing down.
Чего это из автомата меня убил, что ли?
They saw me before I saw them. It was rugged country, the winter home of the Chiricahuas, and that's why they had retreated there.
Непонятно. Как, сколько они работают, что ли? Сквозь дерево убивают.
I admit to having some regrets about going after them the way I did. But then again, I got a lot of those.
Did you find Grey Wolf?
Not at that moment, but I did find the entrance to their hideout.
Так, ну-ка, что нам тут предлагают? Ну-ка, посмотрим.
A deep crevice that led to a deeper cave.
Don't tell me you went in there.
Yeah, but it's not out of bravery so much as pure, angry cussedness.
Чего?
See, back then, I had a stubborn streak a mile wide, and I wasn't about to back down.
So it was like pitch black in there?
Actually, it was pretty well lit, as they had torches on the walls.
One shot, one kill.
How big was this cave?
Big as hell, Ben. Chiricahua had hid out there during the Indian Wars. They thought it was haunted with the ghosts of those murdered by the horse soldiers.
The cave was haunted with dead Indian ghosts?
To be honest, I was more concerned with the live ones than the dead ones.
How come you know so much about engines?
A few years back, I was married to two Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Grey Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death. I came upon this flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows, and I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind,
You will come to this place again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it consumes everything that you are. The soul would have no rainbow if the eye had no tears.
he said I was a great warrior, a coyote man, unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior, or something like that.
The snakes will bite shadows of your past until a venom poisons your heart, and an echo of the song of the dead summons the spirits deep from within the mountains.
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes. And indeed, his warriors surrounded me and attacked me like hungry wolverines. They couldn't stop me, though, and Grey Wolf wasn't in the mood for idle talk. I swear I couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle. I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith, but no way in hell I was turning back. I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo-jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as you go?
A few details may be fuzzy, brother, but I am relating exactly what happened to me. There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
Dozens?
Well, maybe not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Well, more than that, little lady. I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me.
Еще одна
And wouldn't you know
ловушка.
it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into a trap.
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
Сотни Апачи.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them. And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before. I followed
поймать
it as I
серого
desperately
волка.
needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me. But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air.
Оборотень.
Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty. Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem, might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Эпизод 6. Братья Далтона.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of right.
I did my best, sir. We all did.
Меня зовут Охотником за головами.
It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. 2 banks on the same damn street.
Так, ну, это уже завтра мы будем проходить. А на сегодня пора заканчивать. Так, спасибо, кто был. Спасибо еще раз Никиту. Всем удачи, всем пока. Подписывайтесь в группу ВКонтакте, на ютубчике. Ну и просто фолловьтесь на Твиче. Ну все, пока.